every December or January, or in this case, February, I love to sit down and take a look back at the year that just ended. I'm known to be a person that will not sit very long in a situation that doesn't serve me or complain without trying to find solutions, which is why my life has changed so much in the past couple of years. But 2025 was even more pivotal because 2025 was the year that drastically leveled up my entire life, my entire existence. So today, I'm sat down to talk about every cool stuff that happened the last year, maybe the stuff that are a little less cool, the decision I made, what are we keeping for 2026, what are we getting rid of, what trajectory we want to keep for the next 12 months, and finally, what I love to do is ask questions to my future self. So in 2027, you better stay tuned because my future self will answer the questions that I have today. And without further ado, let's begin. So we're gonna start with the positive things. We're gonna start with the stuff that brought us joy and that we'll most likely try to keep for 2026. First of all, 2025 was the biggest freaking year for my career because it was the year that I dove into my photography journey, where I was also spending money to invest in my gear. This was the year I took myself seriously as a full-time photographer. For those who don't know, I quit my 9-to-5 back in, I think, August 2024. And after that followed months and months of me planting seeds because that was also the year we moved back to Philly. I had to start from scratch all over again, which it's not the first time and might not be the last time, but I hope it was the last time. So I was able to develop a network, I was able to make connections and secure some gigs here and there. So that was 2024, and 2025 was when everything started paying off. As I was making more and more connections, I was able to meet people that mattered in the field, and also people that not only gave me the time of the day, but also gave me my shot. They, I assume, saw potential in me, so they gave me a chance, and I was able to make the best out of every situation I was in. It worked out! I shot more than 30 weddings as a second shooter, which is a lot for first year. I was able to buy my dream camera, the Canon EOS R6 Mark II. I was able to buy my dream freaking lens, which was the 70-200 2.8. I'm not gonna go more into details because for those of you who don't know anything about cameras, you're like, okay, whatever. But all that to say that these are big steps for me because it's very hard when you start a new career to spend a decent amount of money because the camera I just mentioned and the lens I just mentioned cost together close to 5K. So it's very difficult to spend this amount of money when you're not sure that it's gonna be worth it. But it is. You just have to trust yourself. All right, that's it for work. Now, a second thing that was very, very cool that happened in 2025 was the amount of people that crossed the freaking ocean to visit me. My family, so we had my aunt, my uncle, my cousins. I had one of my best friends, she came and she stayed for a full week and it was amazing. It was amazing to have her in my routine because I was still, I mean, you know, I have to work when people visit me, but still, like, I was able to make time and hang out with her, and thank you so much, Sarah, for coming. And another person that visited me was my digital friend, Margot. She's also a photographer. Like, it gets weirder and weirder, the amount of things in common that we have, but anyway. So she came to New York. She came initially was for work, but we were able to combine the two, and I was able to meet her girlfriend because her girlfriend came as well. It was so cool. We spent a day together. That was the first time we met in person, and it felt like we've known each other forever. I mean, technically we've known each other for 4 or 5 years. We just randomly started following each other on Instagram, so like back in 2020. I don't know, a friendship grew out of my screen and that was great. Now we leveled up. We were able to finally meet in person and that was awesome. In 2025, I've also read 21 books, which for some people is huge. For others, it's barely anything. But for me, as a person who grew up reading 0 book, literally, like it was not in my family a thing to sit down and enjoy a book and to go to bed and the last thing you're gonna do is read. No, that was not how I grew up, and I kind of like at school hated reading. So yeah, 21 books, and 2025 was also the year that I diversified the genres. We somehow associate mangas, graphic novels as children books, which I strongly disagree with. And this year I was not shying away from grabbing mangas, grabbing graphic novels, and obviously I kept reading my little romance, my little fantasy. I also added some historical fiction for the first time, and it felt so great, and I'm determined to make 2026 the best year when it comes to books. And last year was also the time that I discovered audiobooks. I unlocked a new world, and I'm very sorry for a long time I was disregarding audiobooks because I thought this is not a great way to enjoy a story, but I've changed my mind. Last year I also dove into my K-drama obsession, my Korean shows. I've watched so many. And this obsession also bled into my cuisine. I've noticed, and it's very easy to notice, that most of my meals are now Korean. I don't know how to tell you. It's flavorful. It is very easy to make. It is super interesting in terms of nutrients. I mean, what are you waiting for? My husband was able to take 2 full weeks off of work. The first one was in July. I love my neighbor. Our neighbor, Lolly, if you watch this, we love you so much. She so kindly gave us her beach house keys and was like, guys, go have fun for a week, go to Cape May, enjoy my beach house. And we did. The second week that my husband was able to take off was in France, because in 2025 we were also able to go to France for, it was originally supposed to be a month, but you know, flight cancellations, overbooking policies made us only go to France for 2 weeks. But hey, it's better than nothing. And between Christmas and New Year's Eve, my husband was able to not work at all. And that's great because we're in America. The hustle culture is everywhere, all the time. And as a French person, I disagree with this. I mean, granted, you have to work to pay your bills, but work is not life. Like, there are 2 different things. I exist outside of my job, and I'm so grateful for that. So I was very, very happy that he was able to not check his computer for 2 weeks out of 52. Quick side note, I had 11 weeks off when I was working in France. You heard it right. In 2025, I also did my first photo shoot ever as a model. I mean, not as a model, but I was not taking pictures of somebody. Somebody was taking pictures of me. I had so much fun, and it was even more special because it was done by a friend of mine, Gabby! She's so talented. If you're in Los Angeles, if you're in California and you're looking for a photographer, she's your girl. In addition of becoming a relatively successful business owner, I also became a homeowner in 2025. We are currently in my new office. We just moved in. I cannot wait to make it look more like myself. Right now, we are dealing with a blank canvas. Like, it is great, but this house doesn't have a soul, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, we bought a soulless house because it was flipped by, I don't know, an agency or whatever. Obviously, to appeal to as many people as possible, they made it so bland. Everything's white. everything is, yeah, a blank canvas. And so now the fun part will begin. We're gonna customize the shit out of this house. And in a world where everything is going gray, black, beige, let me be the person that brings colors to our house. But yeah, we bought a house in the US, in Philly actually, and it's very bizarre because as far as I can remember, I always said that I would never buy a house in the US because as a French person, I feel like our standards in terms of everything are drastically different, and buying a house made of wood is mind-blowing to me. But anyway, y'a que les cons qui ne changent pas la vie, and yeah, I changed my mind. Now on to the next part. Let's talk about the less cool things. The things we definitely want less of, if not completely gone. I'm gonna start with the obvious. Fascism. I'm sick and tired. We want this shit completely gone. Next. Bad clients. Once again, my job is not my entire life. And if I can keep my job pleasant, I will. Which is another reason why I quit my 9 to 5 back in 2024. I want to be able to pick my clients. So if I pick you, you're lucky. Because I think that I'm a very pleasant person to work with. I am reliable, I am professional, I am very self-aware, I am proactive, I'm nice and fair. So if I give you all of this, I'm expecting you to give me at least the bare minimum, okay? I'm at least expecting you to not make me have a terrible time. So yeah, I had some few hiccups here and there, but I'm hoping that with more experience, I'm also able to, pick up on some red flags early on and be like, okay, maybe we're not a good match. And it's okay, no bad blood. A thing that was not in my bingo card for 2025 was balding. I am freaking balding, just like I feel most of women that I know. We can now see our scalp. I've lost so much hair last year, chunks. In the shower, I was able to make freaking artwork with the amount of hair that I had on my shower door. This needs to stop. I'm supplementing myself with magnesium, with iron, with vitamin D. I better be full of freaking hair at the end of this year. Let me tell you that. Unfortunately, 2025 was also the year of terrible Korean shows. I can think of two, Dynamite Kiss and Bon Appetit, Your Majesty. Terrible, terrible. It started so well. That's why I watched it, because I saw a potential in the first few episodes. Being disappointed is like an understatement. I was enraged that I wasted my time. I felt betrayed that, once again, they gave us so much the first few episodes, and then it just went downhill. Bad tattoos are also things that I want to see completely gone for the next year, which is why I've started a tattoo removal journey. You will see me every single month at Removery in Philly, which is a clinic that is specialized in tattoo removal. I'm not paid to talk about them right now, but thank God they entered my life when I got this awful tattoo. Genuinely, I don't know what I would have done without the technology that tattoo removal is. I would have removed this chunk of skin by myself in my kitchen. I don't know. Another thing that we want completely gone, and I think we are on the right path for this, is digestive issues. TMI, I've had for the past, I would say 3-4 years, terrible reactions to random things. Ice cream, sodas, random meals, to the point that I would have cramps for hours. I would be folded on the toilet, and then I'll leave the rest up to your imagination. But recently, because of freaking TikTok, when I tell you, social media can be terrible, but it also can be amazing, and this is the prime example. I came across traditional Chinese medicine. They've been around for long enough that they have solution two problems that we thought were unfixable, i.e., my freaking IBS-like symptoms. And not only in my diet, but also in my day-to-day life, I incorporated traditional Chinese medicine principles, and I've seen a drastic improvement. It is insane. I cannot wait to film what I eat in a day based on the things that I've been doing for my gut health, for my skin, for everything. Traditional Chinese medicine, guys. Don't sleep on it. Now let's move to the goal that we have for 2026. What I like to do every year is pick a motto, a tagline. The past few years I remember was don't be scared to take up space. Last year was stick to the plan and not the mood. And I can confidently say that I was good at it when it comes to work. I've always been. But when it comes to optional, personal things, I struggle with it because I will always prioritize something else. I will always prioritize work. It is bad because when you make plans and all that jazz, if something work related pop up, I'll, unfortunately or not, I don't know. My goal for 2026 is take action. No matter what. You complain about something, take actions to fix it. You have a dream, a little thing in the back of your head that you've always wanted to do, take actions. Even teeny tiny steps towards this direction will always get you closer and closer than not doing anything. That's the goal. That's the goal of 2026. Take actions, no matter how small they are. And this YouTube channel is a good example. I've always wanted to create a YouTube channel on which I could speak English, and it's been years. I was just always like, yeah, I'll do it one day. I'm here to tell you that one day is today, okay? So if anything popped up in your brain right now as I was going on this little tangent, you're gonna take actions. I'm sorry. You're gonna step out of this little comfort zone and you're gonna do the thing that scares you. The thing that is uncomfortable because you've never done it before. Yeah. Today's the day. You're gonna do that thing. Now, my favorite part of this video is answering questions from my past self. So in 2024, I wrote down a decent amount of questions that I was very curious about. First of all, how are you making money now? I am very proud to say that I make money, like 100% of my income comes from my business. My photography business is paying my freaking bills. And I will even go further and tell you that when I quit my 9-to-5, I was terrified of the instability that comes with freelancing. You're never guaranteed a paycheck. You don't know what's coming your way. You have no clue at the beginning. So you can just cross your fingers, clench your cheeks, and do the goddamn work and hope that it's gonna pay. And it worked out so well to the point that I'm 99% sure that this year I'm gonna make more than I used to make with my 9-to-5 job. This is so cool. Like me, by myself, with the flexibility that I have and the skill set that I have and the gear that I invested in, I'm able to make a living for myself and my little family. I'm so proud. I'm very, very proud. I never thought I could reach this lifestyle while not working for somebody. I did not think I was capable. I mean, there's a gazillion of photographers out there, and I also do a little bit of social media for clients, and that gives me a subsequential, is that a word? That gives me a decent amount of income. Do you speak Spanish? I probably speak better Korean by accident than I speak Spanish. I always wanted to learn Spanish because it's a language that is so close to the French language that I always thought, I still think to this day that Spanish is a very easy language to learn as a Latin speaker. I just did not put enough work into it, and therefore I did not improve. I still went to Puerto Rico last year though. That I forgot to mention that in my ins, in my positive things. We went to Puerto Rico. But yeah, unfortunately, I was not able to speak Spanish with the locals, which I felt very embarrassed about, especially living in Philly where there is a huge Hispanic community. Not only Puerto Rican, but like Colombian, like I wish I could communicate in Spanish with them. Yeah, I'll do that. I won't probably be bilingual by the end of 2026, but at least I want some foundations. Yeah, I think that's doable. And I just watched Bad Bunny killing it at the halftime show, and I was so frustrated to not be able to understand what he was saying. I mean, granted, the knowledge I have about his culture, I knew what we were in for, and I enjoyed every second of it. It would have been even better for me. It would have felt so much better to just understand the words. And right now, you're witnessing me speaking a language that is not even mine, so why can I not do that for a third one? Huh? Must be crazy. Did you join a non-profit? So, long story short, not really, but I'm in contact with Savage Sisters, which is a Philly-based non-profit organization that aims to help people with addiction when it comes to housing, when it comes to safe consumption. I got in contact with them and it took a minute to reach back, and then in the meantime, I got in contact with Glitter, which is not considered a non-profit, but it's an organization that cleans the freaking dirty ass streets of Philly. Because if you've been to Philly, if you live in Philly or around it, you know how dirty this place is. Don't get me wrong, I love this city. So much so that I bought a freaking house in it. But oh boy, it is so freaking nasty. So I worked for Glitter for, I would say, 3 or 4 months, something like that. So I had weekly shifts. I would clean blocks around my neighborhood. And if you're interested in that, if you're local to Philly, definitely reach out to them. Yeah, if you want to make this city cleaner than it is, feel free. There is so much work to do. Did you finish your notebook? I'm a never finish my notebook -aholic. Meaning, I never finished a notebook. What the hell is wrong with me? I love collecting them as little trinkets. Like, it is right here. It is this little bad boy, and you can tell, like, I started it. Like, I've barely done a third. But I'm taking it to 2026. Where did you travel to? There it is. There is the travel section. So, just like I mentioned, we were fortunate enough to go to Puerto Rico. Loved it. Felt heartbroken though because of how Americanized this island is and how stripped of their culture the local population is. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. For work, I went to Seattle, I went to Idaho, I went to Rhode Island, I went to New York City a gazillion of times. I actually went to Rhode Island twice. This is such a great place. So we went there twice, and every time, since it's a long drive, we stay for like 2.5 days so we can explore the coffee shops a little bit. We went to the Nitro bar. Obviously, we had to. And unfortunately, it is worth it. It is expensive, I'll give it to you. It is very expensive, but I love it. It's a small business, it's local, it's homemade. They care about what they do. The human beings behind the business are very cool people that I very much align with. That's all I can ask for. So yeah, take my money. And obviously we went back to France, and it was about time. At this point, it was 2 years without going back to my homeland, and I miss it so dearly. I miss my people. I was able to hang out with my grandma, Mamie Nicole. I love you. I was able to see so many friends from middle school, high school, college, and I hung out a lot with my girlfriends, and I cannot ask for more whenever I go back, is to see my family, see my friends, eat great food. We definitely made the best out of it. And once again, we were supposed to have a full month there. We only had 2.5 weeks because United decided to overbook the flight. So we booked a flight 6 months ago, And I'm right now in front of the United staff and they're telling me that I'm not on the flight. Outraged. Outraged. Yeah, anyway. Did you meet YouTubers? Yeah. For the first time, I was able to meet a French content creator. Her name is Zoe Levenn, and she is actually living in my hometown. So when I flew back for Christmas, we found time to meet for a coffee, and that was actually so cool to talk to somebody about that, like about social media and every great thing you can do with it. That was the first time, and I hope it's not the last. Question to my future self. Here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna use the third person to talk to my future self. Please don't categorize me as an egomaniac. It's just, you know, for more clarity. You authorized yourself to shop a little more in order to wear clothes that fits you and that you actually like. Now, are you finally satisfied with your style and your wardrobe? For a long time, for I think 1.5 years, I did not spend a dime on clothes. I was struggling mentally. I was down there. It was not a fun time. But anyway, I came out of it, and with that also came back my love for fashion and to dress up and to embrace who I am and showing my identity through my clothes. So this is what I'm trying to do. Obviously, today is not a good example because I feel like this outfit is very bland, very soulless, just like my house. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We are incorporating statement pieces and we're having fun doing it. Anyway, on to the next question. How many weddings have you shot as a second shooter and how many weddings have you shot on your own? How is your YouTube channel doing? Yeah, I want to see. In a year, I want to see where we're at. So just to be clear, I'm aiming for this channel to skyrocket. I want the 100K at the end of the year. And I can do it. Like, I know for a fact I can do it. You just moved into this new house. How do you like it now? I hope that most of the rooms are painted. Did you buy a new couch? We've had a purple, like this purple, sectional for the past 5 years. And I loved it for 5 years. But moving into this house, I cannot tell you what happened in my brain. I cannot stand this freaking couch anymore. It is so massive. It takes up all the space. It looks ridiculous. And I feel like with the direction that I want to take, I already made a little mood board. This is not, it's not vibing. Like, it's, the purple couch needs to go. We're gonna sell it. And I already know what we're gonna get next. A couch is not cheap, so the second we get our deposit back from our previous apartment, we're buying a freaking couch. Did you take time to travel for fun? Any trip to South Korea, China, Japan, Philippines, anywhere in the world? We want to know. Maybe Puerto Rico again, maybe Mexico City, I don't know. So just so you know, we have zero plans right now in terms of traveling. Nothing. Nada. I know for a fact that with work, I'm gonna travel within the US. I'm gonna go back to Rhode Island, I think twice, if not more. That's pretty much what I know, but this is not traveling for fun. I want to immerse myself in a new culture. I want to embrace something completely different. I want the discomfort of being somewhere I've never been. Yeah, I want that feeling back. The feeling I had when I first moved to the US was unmatched. The feeling I had when I first went to Mexico, unmatched. And I want to start exploring Asia. I mean, it is a very long trip, therefore it is very expensive, at least to get there. But yeah, I hope we're gonna be able to make it happen one day or another. How many books have you read? We did 21 this year. We want more. And finally, very random, did you upgrade your little journal diary system? Because I've been, like, I have a sketchbook in which I like doodle stuff. I like to draw stuff that are current events. So like, for example, like I draw Bad Bunny. I'm terrible at drawing, by the way. And that's also another layer, is I'm now comfortable doing stuff that are not perfect, because you know, like giving up on a journal the second you mess up something on a page is a very common feeling that I had in my life. And I wanna, not that I want to, I'm already outgrowing this. I'm comfortable with, you know, like mistake on a page. I'm comfortable with ripping a page out of a notebook. I'm comfortable with a drawing looking like shit, because that's what it is. So yeah, for example, I have a page with Bad Bunny. I also unfortunately have a page with Alex Pretty that got murdered recently by ICE agents in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's very important to me to do things that are not digital, and especially documenting my life. I talk so much. I'm sorry about that. Am I sorry though? As I was filming this video, I realized that I have so much more to say when it comes to how I got here. When I tell you that I quit my 9 to 5, when I tell you that I decided to finally trust myself and build this career that I always wanted and thought was impossible to get, it took so much work in preparation. I have very interesting tools to share that could, you know, serve you too. So if you're interested in a video that is more practical and goes deeper into how I got the life I always wanted, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next week for another one. And I'm so thankful that you chose to spend this time with me. So yeah, that's it from me. That's it for today. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and take care of your neighbors. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.